streaming. Let's go to DCS in the cockpit. Let's see if it shows images of my cockpit. Yes, it does. Good. So we are now live. We're setting up the cockpit of the F-15. Going to be doing an F-15E mission where I will drop some CBUs. My wingman wants to see me drop the CBUs with this plane, so we're going to go do that. And I'm checking all my different instruments. Guess I can take the parking brake off. And if you know me, you know I'm going to put the master arm on the ground, even though I'm not supposed to. And let's see about the HUD brightness. That looks good. Yeah, something like that. So let's taxi. So as I taxi outside, I want to check the brightness for some of my lights there. Those are my formation lights that I've set up buttons for. And I think with the push of a button I can turn them off. Oh. Apparently I'm getting indications of radar hits already. Oh, that's an SU. He's probably engaged with the F-16s or maybe the F-15s that are acting as escorts. Let's brake and see what the engagement is. Okay, so he's fighting. So yeah, he's fighting the F-15s. They're dropping chaff. And they got him. Okay. So that guy I don't have to worry about anymore. Let's get on the runway.
I'm going to listen to the chat on YouTube, so I'm going to mute this.
Roger that. So you'll have like maybe a 10-second delay, but that's all right. If you hear my responses a little bit later, you'll know why. And so we're in position for takeoff. We're good to go. Rolling. Gear going up, flap going up, there we go. Big powerful plane up in the air. Got the Hawks in the back that are looking for targets. Just give it some trim. And now we can set autopilot. Altitude hold. That's our jet on this early morning run. Looks nice. I'm gonna turn lights off. As you can see on the lights. Yes, I hear you. Can you hear me? I hear you. Thought the live might have gone off the air, but it's still on.
Just wanted to make sure the mic was still working.
Roger that.
Yeah, I hear you through YouTube.
Yes, and your responses come like 10 seconds late, but that's all right. So right now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, is I'm navigating towards my target. I just passed a big river here, so it's like we're in enemy territory more or less at this time. So I'm checking once in a while here my twos, which gives me indications of radars. Right now I see the Hawks and the AWACS, so nothing is a threat to me at the moment. Maybe I could turn on my air-to-air radar. Seems I have a contact there, which probably is a friendly. No data link in the F-15, at least for now, which is a little bit ironic because of all the USAF planes. I think it was one of the first ones to have a data link. But I'm trying to check here, and I'm gonna pause this. Just, I want to know which one is my coolie switch. Okay, it's this one. I thought doing coolie left is what did the IFF, but sort of forget. So okay, let's try that. There we go. If I do it like twice, testing stuff here. Okay, now I'm in 2 twiz, 4 twiz. Okay, that's what I wanted to do, but doesn't seem.
Afterburner?
Negative. I'm going pretty fast though at 528 because it's a powerful plane. we're gonna get the autopilot off because we have to go over that hill here and we're passing our waypoint. So you'll see it change automatically in here. Look, there we go. So
Yeah, that's a lot of bombs.
yes, I have 12 CBU 87s, and I have one GBU 10, I believe. Just go check again. Yeah, it's a lot of bombs, and I have air-to-air ordnance too. This is a bomber, but it can defend itself too. Okay, so that looks like our target in front, so we're going to go air to ground. Gonna get rid of that. And we're going to go to our armaments. Air to ground. Gonna go back to program 1. Targeting pod. Okay, so this is our target. Designating. Five seconds to release. So we dropped 2 bombs. Boom, boom. Wanted to test something in the automatic mode. Now I'm gonna switch my air to ground for this program. Instead of auto, I'll go to C-dip. Gonna keep my ripple on multiple and keep it on height. That way I'll do like a CCIP. Since I know where the targets are, I don't need to use the targeting pod like I had done just now. So I'm gonna go hit some SA-6 launchers on this pass. I might have to hit my helicopters again, so I'll try to see if I can do all that in one pass. And there seems to be something lighting me up, so might be an Su-27 looking for me. So I will drop a bomb on this position and on this position. So we've dropped a lot of ammunition there. So let me just unzoom this, get back to the 2s, see what's lighting me up. Well, it's not lighting me up anymore, so that's good news. Might have been the SA-2. Let's call the AWACS.
Wizard 2-1 in field 3-1. Request bogey dope.
Could be the mountains in the way.
Well, the AWACS is not responding, so.
Wizard 2-1 in field 3-1. Request bogey dope.
In the meantime, on the other planet, we still have a bomb. So let's see if I can get back to my targeting pod. And if I can remember how to undesignate. And then is it this? Yes, I brought my camera to the front here in my HUD. I'm going to be using that to go designate a bunch of trucks for my bomb. Just zoom in on that. Okay, yes, I see where they are. So let's zoom in on that. The trucks are there. So is it this button that does that, or is it the pickle button? There we go. Pickle button did it. So here I'm gonna go active on that. Zoom in on the trucks I'm getting shot at. Designate. Okay, we'll have to do another pass, but at least I've designated the truck position. Let's drop some countermeasures as we exit the area. So the trucks are there. I hear AAA exploding behind me. Let's climb a little bit. We're a bit low. No need to stay in range of those AAAs too much. Love the power of the F-15 for these engines. Will get you out of the area real quick. So we're gonna go drop our bomb, and then we'll get back to base after that. Okay, so we've got our target designated. Let's zoom in on that. Looks good. So release. 2 seconds. Bomb away. Lasing.
Fuel?
Oh, fuel, I still have 8,900. And we're going to see these trucks explode shortly. If you look in here. Boom! That's good. And so let's go set our flight plan. I think we're going to waypoint 5 at this time. I think it's waypoint 6 actually. That's, we have waypoint 5 as our exfil, but let's go to the menu, 6 waypoint, and we're heading there. But we might as well do it in a fun way, the F-15 way, low to the ground. At a good speed.
Just as hard to land as the original F-15?
Pull up.
Well, what's difficult is that the F-15E is very heavy, usually because of the conformal fuel tanks. You carry a lot of fuel. Sometimes you have like the extra weight of the second person in the plane, and all that put together makes it a very heavy plane to land. In terms of
low altitude.
the rest, I find it's pretty easy to fly and land. just need a long runway to land this because it doesn't stop on a dime. It's heavy. Which is why I could just burn some of that fuel right now. So I still have, what, 8,300? That's burn fuel. The thing though is we're going to be supersonic in no time.
Was like landing on toothpicks.
Yes. I guess this one has reinforced toothpicks. Yeah, and right now I'm flying just under the speed of sound. Because I don't want to break the windows in the villages. The poor villagers didn't ask for that, right? But I can go say hello. What is this black thing in window?
Low altitude. Low altitude.
I saw a black UFO fly by window. What's that?
What's the master caution?
Oh, must have been like when I took out the autopilot one time or another. I forget to take it out. I have a button mapped on it on my throttle. Let's see, if I set autopilot like that and I pull, is it gonna give me one of those? No, it doesn't. It thinks it's still on actually, so that's kind of weird. It might have been also that I was out of bomb at one point. Could be lots of things.
Wizard 2-1 in field 3-1. Request bogey dope.
Do a little air show to the villagers.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Am I flying at low altitude?
Fancy, fancy.
Yep. Alright, so now we're going to slow down, and for that we have this big thing up the back that can be raised up. But when you're flying super fast, it doesn't go all the way up right away. There we go, slowly going up. So we're still heading for 6. I want 7 now. Won't give me 7. Do I have to put the period? I forget. Let's zoom in here. Let's get those flaps down. Get the gear down. Yeah, since we've got the sun in our face, we may have to fly past the runway and then come back, because trying to land with that in our face is not going to be easily done. So I'm going to put my nose in that general direction there. Maybe I can get the flaps and gear back up. We'll get past the runway and then we'll come around for our landing. Yeah? You agree? Okay. My Wizzo agrees.
This plane seems a lot more complicated than most of the planes that fly.
It's up there with the A10 in terms of complexity, but it's quite interesting. But yeah, sometimes it's a bit quirky with the waypoints. That's why I couldn't get my waypoint selected for 7. I'm still a bit new to the plane too. I don't fly it often enough, so I've learned a lot of these things before it even came out, because Notso was doing great videos on how to operate the different systems. It's just I only recently redid my profiles for the new joystick. Started flying it again. This summer, when I had a lot of time, I figured I'd learn the complex planes like the Mirage F1 and the MiG-21, which don't have like sophisticated equipment like this. Like this we've been used to with the F-16, the FA-18, the Harrier, the A-10. A lot of the commands are very similar because they're all American planes. Thank you. Let's get the board completely
Low
out.
altitude. Low altitude.
Give it a bit of gas. Feet on the pedals. Touchdown.
Looks like they're coming in fast.
You'll see it takes a long time to slow down as well. Alright, safely down. Roger, taxi parking area. We'll go back to the hangar where we started from. And if you hear a bump, 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 that's the radar going left and right doing its scans. Actually hear it in the cockpit. I guess they have rubber bumps at each end after it's finished doing its physical sweep. It bumps the rubber, so it goes boom, 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 boom. Most of the time when you're in the air flying, you don't hear it much, but on the ground it sort of reverberates all across the airplane. Speaking of which, before landing I should have gone master arm off. I could have put the radar on standby, but it might have been on standby the whole flight. Yeah, I didn't use it, so. Can I? Yeah, I can't turn that off. I know I'm at low altitude, I'm on the ground. Oh, apparently that's a big no-no. You're supposed to get your flaps up like this and your speed brake in before you get to the taxiways. I just find it funny. This was one of the comments that Notso made, and he was explaining certain things. But it's a good way to remind yourself that you need to do that in real life as in simulators. So this is my hangar where I started from, so I'm going to try to make a left turn so that the ground crew might be able to position the plane inside the hangar afterwards. See if I can do that properly. And we'll brake here. Let's see from the outside. Does it look good? Yeah. I might have to play with the tractor a little bit. Speaking of the ground crew, we'll ask them to put the wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
And there we go. So now I can release the physical brakes, put that brake on, and since I'm a bit lazy, start the auto sequence, which takes quite a bit of time in this plane. But it's nice because it ends with a "have a nice day." Let's go check the ground targets. You see, I thought I had hit that target. I didn't.
A lot of fucking sequences to shut down.
My helicopters, well, one of them is hit and destroyed. The trucks, I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah, there's nothing left here. Yeah, that's why I was able to go check the ground targets, because it takes forever to turn it off. And then you'll see the engines turn off one by one, and the air intake will move up physically. I think it's the left one first. Yeah, there you go. And then eventually the right one will do the same thing. And then it's going to tell me that it's all done and that I can have a wonderful day. It's going to open up the canopy. Auto stop sequence complete. Have a nice day. Thank you, Razbam. That's a nice touch. It's a nice plane too. Kicks ass. Now, what I could do is do the same mission, but with a Mirage F1. I think I have both in the same mission. But I would still have to exist, because the targets, well, they haven't been reset. So let's see here. Yeah, I'll have to quit. Then I'll have to say fly again, but maybe before we do that, let's check our kills. So there, got a bunch of infantry, some trucks, lots of trucks, infantry, 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 lots of infantry, and some more trucks. So, yeah, did all right. So now I'm going to click the fly again. But I will choose the Mirage F1. I could try the F16, but it's too easy, right?
Yeah, too easy.
So Mirage F1. So before I take off, I'll need my little paper from the other day. Is that the one? Yes, okay. Good, I'm happy I still have the paper because it will allow me to set my barometric pressure for bombing, because I'm going to want to bomb the Mi-8s and then maybe the SA-6s, but I have to have the right barometric pressure for that altitude. This is like I think it's 520 feet above the sea level, and so I have to set my plane for that. So I'll show you how I do that. So now we're going to do that. We're going to start with it, because last time I did this with this plane, I forgot that part. I tried to do it in flight. It takes quite a bit of time, but I have to set this to 906. There we go. So that's the number I want. That's gonna be helping me for the bombs. Now I want my bombs to be on instant. I'm gonna start with the exterior bombs because I want to drop, like you'll see from the outside view here, I have 4 bombs, but I'm gonna start with the 2 outside bombs. These are cluster munitions. They're called belougas. And I'll try to drop those 2 first, then drop the 2 from the inside, and then maybe use my gun for the trucks, because this is not an F-15E. It cannot carry like 25 tons of bombs. So let's taxi out of the hangar so you get to see the plane a bit better. There we go, so that's what it looks like. So it's Spanish colors, those red and yellow circles, if you're wondering. And so I have a big fuel tank in the center, and those 4 belugas and 2 magic air-to-air missiles. And that wonderful, like, Cold War radar here that I can use to try to spot things. And let me just refresh myself on my navigation here. I have to put this on nav. Right now we're at 0. We want to go to 1, and so that's going to be set for our first waypoint. I like to remove the stick out of the way, set the flaps for takeoff position right here. I've got my fuel right there. This is good. In case I need to drop my fuel tank, this will be open. This is to help raise the wheels. This is my master arm that I also do on the ground at this plane. And so yes, let's taxi to the runway. See what we can do. Oh yeah, I forgot one little step. It's an important one though. Let me just maybe turn the quick nose wheel. There we go. You know right away when it's on. because it's easier to do on the ground, I'm gonna set the depression there on the sight to 152. In this plane, dropping bombs means making a lot of calculations about your speed, your barometric pressure, like I said here. And you have to get into the right configuration when it's time to drop the weapons. So we'll taxi to the runway and get ready for takeoff. Looks cool in blue.
Airplane.
Getting there. I try not to taxi too fast because a little bit like the F-16, if you turn too quickly with this, when you're driving too fast, you can tip the jet over, and that's a big no-no. Because if I press the pedal, you can see it turns really fast. I just thought of something. In the last live I did with the Mirage, I said I find that my rudders are a little bit sensitive, so I should put a curve on them. Well, look at that. I'm gonna put a curve on them. So this is the axis for my rudders. Axis tune. Gonna put a little bit of a curve to them, let's say like 11, like that, so that they're not as sensitive, maybe in the middle part here. Yeah, maybe more like 15, like that. I think that's gonna be good. Let's just test it very quick.
Airplane.
Am I on brakes or something? Or yeah. Okay, that's a bit better. It might be a little bit too much curve though. Okay.
Airplane.
So since we're doing that, let's do it properly. Axis commands. This one. Whoops. Those are the brakes. This is the axis. Oops. Let's just put in a value of 8. Something like that. Is that good? Oops. See. Everything should be on the same page. Alright, so let's put the brakes, give it gas. Go. And we're airborne. Let's get our gear up. Let's get the flaps up. There we go. Get some speed going, 350, 400 knots, that's good. Checking my compass here to know where I'm going. 50 miles from my first waypoint.
Right. Right.
Tells me there's an Su-27 in the air. Not sure I like that a lot.
That would be a good thing. Yeah.
Just gonna trim the nose down a bit because those older planes, they tend to do whatever they want if you don't trim them. There we go. And let's put autopilot. Let's call the AWACS. And in this plane, I always have to call the AWACS twice. Same thing for the airfields.
Request bogey dope. Enfield 1-1, Wizard 2-1, Rob 297, 490 at 35,000 knots.
297 would be about here, but they're at 90, so not too worried about it. Oops.
That's not good.
That beep beep, it's when you turn the autopilot off by maneuvering. It's pretty annoying.
Right.
And okay, so I've got this. What I wanted to do is this here. Turn the lights off. If we look now at the outside view, I'm not broadcasting my position with my bright lights.
Right.
I do have that Su-27, so I am going to take the autopilot off manually, and I will go hide in the mountains because I'm a scaredy cat in a Mirage F1.
Enfield 1-1, Wizard 2-1, Rob 272, 470 at 35,000, 460 at 35,000.
So hopefully, flying low, close to the mountains, I'll be lost in the ground clutter for the enemy fighters, and they won't be able to spot me. I'm more in a ground attack mood than I am in an air-to-air mood right now. Feels like Halloween with all those red, orange trees.
Right.
I'm in the sub game, and I keep hearing over beach from your plane, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Right.
Did you hear the whoosh?
Yeah, I did.
I put a little flyby in there. I know you like your flybys. I like valleys. I want to check something real quick on the map. Yeah, that Charkveli, whatever city that I just flew over, the other night I was watching a YouTube video of that city, what it looks like in real life right now. It's an abandoned city. It's like it used to be an industrial place of sort, but now it's really completely abandoned. It's a little bit like Pripyat, you know. The vegetation has taken over the buildings. Their apartment buildings are covered with trees and greenery, and it's a bit creepy, but I kind of like those things.
So it's, you know, think what you want.
Right.
I guess after the Soviet days and after the Abkhazia country tried to get its independence from Georgia and all that stuff, they just abandoned the whole city and couldn't care for it.
Wizard 201, passing waypoint 3 at 27,000.
Maybe after I'm done with the live, I'll put the link in there. But for now, it's time to switch waypoints. I just passed my waypoint, and now I think I'm going to be heading for the targets, which are 19 miles. Still no indication of a bogey trying to kill me. Let's cheat a little bit. Yeah, there is a bogey in the air. So this time I think he might have gotten the F-15. So I may have to deal with a bogey later, but for now I'm going to concentrate on my mission, which is to go drop bombs. I knew I had some switches on my throttle to take care of that flashing lights. So how far are we?
Pinging me from my right-hand side as I fire at that submarine on my left.
Dive, dive, dive! Alright, so I'm gonna get ready for my pop-up, so let's arm the bombs. Confirm I've got my master arm. Okay, so there's an enemy at 10,000 hot. Got a visual on my target.
Right.
Might wonder, why are you flying upside down, Coolhand? That's because it allows me to dive on the enemy and see them, because it's very hard to see anything in the Mirage F1. So I need to be at about 450, so I'll increase speed a little bit. Let's get eyes on target. Okay, I see targets. And let's do this. Hopefully that worked.
Crap. I got a torpedo here in front of me.
Oh yeah, got some hits. Okay, now I remember that last time I flew this mission, I had forgotten to switch this. So now it's done. So now I can do another pass with the bombs actually selected. Here we go. There's something looking for me. It's that Su-27. I know I'm going to drop a few countermeasures. Let's go drop those bombs and see what we're going to have to do here. Bombs away, and I dropped them too low, too late. I did get some hits. Okay. AWACS, tell me what's going on.
Wizard 2-1, in field 1-1, request bogey dope. Infield 1-1, Wizard 2-1, Bra, 2D1, 419 at 17,000 knots.
He's coming for me. That's me locking the sun.
Right.
Just for fun. Gonna take a nice screenshot here. I thought the area looked nice.
Wizard 2-1 in field 1-1. Request bogey dope.
The AWACS has gone mute.
Wizard 2-1 in field 1-1. Request bogey dope.
I know what you're talking about. I got 3 torpedoes heading out.
Field 1-1. Wizard 2-1 clean.
Okay, so apparently picture is clean. Let's see.
Wizard 2-1 passing waypoint 1. at
Picture
28,000
clean, and we can
knots.
clearly see there's an Su-27 in the air. As long as he's not on my 6, I can make it back to base. I'll be happy. Now, one thing I could do to make me a bit faster is that big centerline tank. I could drop that.
Field 1-1. Wizard 2-1. Bra 314. 445 at 25,000. Gold.
Right.
Bogey is now cold. Okay, so yes, since we're not in a hurry, that's fuselage. Let's try that. There goes the tank. Lost in the trees. Looks like the beginning of a wonderful day.
Right.
Still look behind me every time I see 27.
I evaded one torpedo, trying to evade the other 2.
Yep. What I'm hoping is that I'll get within the umbrella of the Hawk missiles before the Su-27 can even think of getting close to me. Because I've got 2 Magics, which are basically some decent sidewinders. You know, I don't have anything radar guided to do air-to-air, so I don't want to engage something that was designed about 2 decades after the aircraft I'm flying. It almost looks like he's coming for me. Maybe we take a shortcut and go to base more quickly. I think it's a good idea. Let's do that. How am I doing on fuel? I'm good on fuel. I have 3,500. Yeah, you get a little bit more target per trip on the F-15E than you do with the Mirage F1.
Huh?
I said you get a little bit more target per trip in the F-15E than in the Mirage F1. In the F-15, I could probably have engaged with AMRAAMs and Su-27.
Right.
With this thing I can self-defend, and I think I've done this mission once with video to prove that I can actually shoot an Su-27 with those missiles, but it's pretty much a lucky shot when you actually get in position to shoot the missile. It is an all-aspect missile, so it can be shot from most angles, but it does involve a little bit of lady luck. And of course extreme pilot skills, but we're not going to talk about that. It's like aliens, we don't talk about things that don't exist.
Don't say anything.
Don't make people pretend that you know what you're doing when you're flying your computer planes.
Enfield 1-1, Wizard 2-1, Bra 309-450 at 4,000.
Okay, so he's 50 miles, so he's not coming after me. So let's just call the tower and say, hey, we're coming in. Of course, I'm going to have to do it twice.
Colkey, Enfield 1-1, inbound.
Air brakes out.
Enfield 1-1, Colkey, fly heading 11048, QSE 29.88, runway 27, Japan altitude.
Let's get level 1 flaps.
Enfield 1-1, clear for visual, contact tower.
Getting the gear down.
Colkey, Enfield 1-1, abort inbound, resuming mission.
Hit the wrong button. I wanted to have this to show the wheels and see my air brakes come back in. I've lost my visual. There's the runway. It's going to be a bit of a cowboy approach. I think I'm way too fast. Yeah, let's just do a go around. It's safer.
Fuck that shot before previous shot. Yeah, I gotta finally get a lock on him.
Roger. flaps. Yes, I know. Touchdown. Air brake, parachute out.
Two slip-on-aids down, but I'm spread at about a third.
Oh, that's not good. So while you were doing your monologue, I almost flipped my plane.
That's not good.
Airplane.
That'll buff right out. My left wing scraped the ground a little bit. My curve on the rudders helps a little bit, but this plane doesn't want to fly straight.
Airfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
I'll bring it straight to the repair shop. This is the apron they use for repairs. Oh, and I guess I can leave that parachute on the ground here. Get those air brakes in. And now that we're stopped, we can set the parking brake on, which is this thing here. There we go. And so this, it's all good. Just lock this. This should have been done prior to landing, but that's one of the things that I touch and then I forget. I didn't do any gun passes on the target because I was afraid of the Su-27, so you can call me a wussy if you want.
Wussy!
I prefer coming back to base like this in one piece than fighting an Su-27 when it's not very much of an even fight. My mission was to drop bombs. I dropped bombs.
somebody. I did that, and I'm running away and trying to get to periscope depth to transmit. I win.
Woohoo! Everybody wins. My F-15 pilot won. The F1 pilot won. Your submarine captain won.
It's a winner night. Winner!
We're gonna win the Cold War, man. Auto stop complete. Look at the camera. There you go. He's looking at the camera now. He wants to get his close-up. I don't see any visible damage on my wingtip, but it did scrape the ground. So maybe that missile would have difficulty finding a target now. the ground crews will take care of that.
Yeah,
I brought their airplane back, so I can fix it. And I think that will conclude my little broadcast. So let's see, what did I get with this? So yeah, an SA-2 shot down one F-15, Su-27 got the other. I got a bunch of infantry. Yeah, pretty much infantry in one truck. And some man pads with stingers got the Su-27. That's very surprising. So, good for the Stinger team. I don't get the glory of the kill today. It's the Stingers on the ground. The dude with the rocket on his shoulder that got it. So I hope everyone enjoyed this little stream.
The computer says I have a target at 145. I can't see it.
Well, the stream's over, so we'll never know.